What's up everybody, I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, but today I'm here to give you my review of Silver Lining for Spider-Man PS4. So what I'd like to go over in this video is the pros and the cons of Silver Lining and Spider-Man PS4. There's a lot of good things, but there's also a lot of things that I did not like about this at all. But I'm going to list these off for you guys, and I'd love to hear what you have to say afterwards. So let's start out with the pros first. What this DLC does really good is it has some amazing set pieces. The very first one that you get into, this is no spoiler because you see it in the trailer, but when Spider-Man is chasing Hammerhead with the hovercraft is absolutely amazing. Silver Sable and him they're like talking shit together, and it's really cool to see in game, in action. It's really fast paced and it feels like you're in a Spider-Man movie. I loved it and it was fantastic. And also the very final boss battle was absolutely incredible. It felt really cinematic and like they got it nailed down perfectly. Insomniac also created a whole new area for this game. You actually get to go into the sewers. That's where some of Silver Sable stuff is, where Hammerhead has it and whatnot, and it's cool to have a new area and new places in the story to explore. This is the best thing that this DLC got right. Silver Sable is so much more than a one-note character. We saw her in the main game, how she called Spider-Man and was like, hey, I'm gonna go try and be a better person, and then you get to come back and see how she's changed. At first, she seems pretty pissed off about everything, but it's good to see her character develop and see what she turns into and the kind of person that Silver Sable actually is and what she stands for. And those aren't even the best moments with Silver Sable and Spider-Man. The best moments between them is when it's just them interacting. I mean, for instance, Spider-Man is just trying to get a high five from her, and it literally takes this dude like 30 minutes to get a high five from her. And it's absolutely hilarious to watch in game, and it's probably one of my favorite parts of the DLC. Last but not least, I loved the suits for this expansion. I was asking for the Cyborg suit from the very beginning. I honestly didn't think that they were going to do it because I thought it was pretty exotic, but I think it went along really well with the Silver Sable gear and everything. That matched up perfectly with. It was also nice to get another really cool looking armored suit, and also the Into the Spider-Verse suit looks absolutely incredible in game. Alright, now let's get into the cons about this. So first up, it felt really short. Honestly, every single one of these DLCs, I played through it in one day. Eventually I'm going to do an entire DLC breakdown sometime this week, but I literally beat it in one sitting. It was that short. And honestly, the enemy types that you face off against this, besides the boss fights, they aren't innovative at all. All they have is dummied down armor from what the Sable agents have in the main game. And yeah, they have the jetpack guys with the shields, and honestly, they are not difficult at all. And it's kind of disappointing to see how it's like, they have all this tech that they can work with and all these crazy things they could do, and it didn't feel like much of a challenge when I was playing this DLC. So I felt the main story for this was extremely dry. Basically, what the story is to be this massive, incredible conclusion to a 3-part DLC series is Hammerhead wants to become pretty much 90% Terminator, which is absolutely retarded. Honestly, I think it's a terrible story, and it doesn't just go with this at all. Okay, on paper, it looks kind of cool, like you can do some cool things with it, but when it actually happens in game, it's very dry, and I think it's a very boring story, because what they do well in the main game is they connect Peter Parker's life and Spider-Man's life in the same one, and they craft this incredible experience. It feels like you're playing through a comic book, and it's absolutely amazing. And they fall really short of this in the DLC. The only time where they do this right in the DLC is in the heist, but I'll get into that another day. Last up, again, in terms of story-wise, I feel like this didn't add enough value to the game. What I feel like we paid for was a 4-hour cliffhanger, pretty much to lead us into Marvel Spider-Man 2. And I'm not really okay with it because I feel like DLC is supposed to add something more important. I mean, yeah, the cutscenes and everything was cool, but in another video later on, I want to talk about how I think this should have been handled for the DLC for this game. Thank you all so much for watching. I got a new blue snowball mic. I wasn't able to use it during this video. I apologize for that, guys, but for some reason it wouldn't work with the software. I got it for Christmas and I was super excited to try it out, and it just didn't work. But I'm gonna figure it out so that way, you know, this production value of these videos will go up and it'll be more enjoyable for you guys to watch. But thank you guys. I hope you all stay amazing. Thanks for watching.